Ashley's one of the older known cases that I'm aware of. I have been her guardian for most of her life. She doesn't walk or talk, but she sure knows how to let us know what she's thinking.
Our son Todd is 14. He was diagnosed when he was 2 years old, and he's a lot of fun.
Andrew is a very fun, easygoing, bright little boy who really kind of brings our family together in ways that we couldn't have imagined.
Samantha is our beautiful daughter that came into this world with an unknown to us, which has brought us into a new world with the syndrome, rare syndrome that she has called Pallister-Killian syndrome.
Andrew was almost 5 when we got the diagnosis.
For Simon, we were lucky that he was diagnosed prenatally, and I say lucky because that's how I feel about it. And he was about 5 months gestation when we had an ultrasound, and did some further testing, and that's when he was diagnosed. So when he was born, we already knew.
So she was born April 26, 2011, and when she was 2 weeks old, we got the diagnosis. Actually, there was only one paragraph on the National Organization for the Rare Disorder website, and there was a website that a dad put together from Italy that had 13 stories of kids from all over the world, and that was it. There was literally no other information.
There was nothing. The only thing I could find was your site, the site of PKS Kids America, and this was the only information that we had.
Our geneticist, who was fantastic, had little blips of PKS back then, but it was so, everything about PKS at that time was like a death sentence.
Our medical team, I had to educate, and they had very limited resources on PKS.
Again, that all we had available from the doctors and the medical team was those papers from 1977.
The specialist and regular pediatrician knew nothing about anything.
Most still don't.
Yeah.
Really nothing. Our doctors had never heard of it, including the geneticist.
I can remember one of the things that I thought was really interesting that one of the doctors originally told us is that, you're gonna end up probably knowing more about this than we or I do.
I've used the word lifeline once already, and that's exactly what it is. This has become a family to us. Me seeing these people every couple years, and sometimes even more than that. PKS Kids has paved the way for families who are getting this diagnosis, whether it's prenatally or several years after their child's born. They're giving hope, they're giving advice, they're giving support, and love for everybody involved.
PKS Kids has not only shown me that I'm not the only one, but it's given me almost a support group to let out my feelings and whatever emotions I've been keeping up inside that I don't necessarily want to tell to my parents. There are at least 4 other kids exactly my age here that know exactly what's going on.
PKS Kids was our lifeline initially when we thought, we didn't know what this...
When the sky was falling when we first found out.
When we didn't know what it was, they were the hope and gave us the information that other people were actually out there that had this. You didn't feel like you were on the island by yourself.
Well, it's been great. I mean, I can't say that. You can't hardly say what it means because it's so... It makes me cry. But it's been... it's been a lifesaver. It's been a little lifeline. Lifelong friends that you make, and it's just really been special.
When you receive a diagnosis that your child has disabilities, you all of a sudden feel so alone. You know that you're not, and there's other families that have kids with disabilities, and you try to connect with them. But it wasn't until we met families that had children with PKS that I really felt like people understood.
it's kind of meant we have a home. I mean, we have a home with you know, we come to the conferences, and for the 4 or 5 days that we're here, it feels like we belong.
Yeah.
Which is a great feeling for us.
I love connecting with the other families and seeing how each family has changed and helping the other families.
It's a place where we can go where we're not different. We're the same as everybody else, and everybody else gets it.
Angel.
Lovable. It's absolutely lovable.
Perfect.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Perfect.
Love.
Happy.
Enlightening, I guess.
She is enlightening.
Miss Willow is our content little girl, so content.
She's our warrior.
Joy. Yeah. Well, she's just magnificent.
Compassion.
What about you, Allison?
Goofy. Oh, that's very true.
He's a goofball.
Resilient.
Just laughing.
I would definitely say resilient. How about you? Do you have one word to describe you?
Describe yourself.
Very social.
She's made my life richer. My granddaughter has taught me selflessness and to put someone before myself. She's taught me patience. She's taught me a tremendous amount of love.
Just that if you're a parent watching this video, that you are, you're going to come out of this better than you ever hoped for. You're going to fall in love with your child, and he is going to be everything you ever wished for.
As I mentioned before, the only research that we had when Todd was first diagnosed was from 1977. So the ability for us to have new papers that have been written just by virtue of this group, because they've brought in doctors and researchers over these past 10 years, the information is more up to date. It's now more widespread throughout all the medical community. So geneticists and doctors understand more of how to diagnose it, how to make sure that there's information that go out to the parents and the clinicians. It really has given our children a much greater advantage in terms of how they can be the best they can possibly be.
And I think it's amazing to be around families that are living a similar life and appreciating it and appreciating the typical kids, that they have them even more. And yeah, it's just been a really nice journey because of PKS Kids.
I would just like to say that, you know, initially, again, getting a diagnosis of PKS can be and is in a lot of ways devastating, but throughout everything, your child will show you things that you never knew existed.
I'm just so grateful to the founders of PKS Kids, and I'm not going to cry, but it's been life-changing having the other families to connect with.